Well, welcome everybody. This is exciting stuff. We're always looking for more premium partners. We've got a lot of opportunities and jobs that sometimes we can't quite fill fast enough. So what you guys did to make it here. So our criteria is you have to complete at least 15 jobs. You got to have a PSS timeline score of minimum of 80, PSS quality score of 80 to be recognized for the premium network. This network is our top aerospace customers, defense customers, gas and oil industry. A lot of these customers, we have to make sure that their jobs get there correctly so that we can stay on their supplier list and continue to get more work from them. So what does it mean to be a premium partner? So you're going to get more access to the premium partner customer network. So these jobs are going to be more complex jobs, more complex GD&T, finishing requirements, inspection and traceability documentation may be involved, and you have to have a sufficient QMS that meets our standards to be eligible. All right, so this is like an example of like default work, which you guys are normally used to seeing, of how things are dimensioned. You know, it's linear. There's a lot of G&D call outs, stuff like that. You know, surface finishes of 32, you know, typical stuff that's not difficult to measure, to inspect, things of that such. And what would be a little different once you get to the premium network is call outs will be tighter. You'll have true positions. The main thing with this stuff is when you're looking at jobs, make sure you have a way to inspect it, because a lot of these jobs will have formal inspections where everything will have to be filled out and you'll have to put down your calibration tools used and stuff like that. So like if you see something with a surface finish, make sure you have a profilometer to check this 16. Because I've seen a lot of times where it'll get to VQC or final inspection, and then this will hold up the works because you really didn't check it with a profilometer or a calibrated tool. So just be mindful when you're, you know, selecting jobs that you actually have a way to prove that you're holding the tolerances that you're holding. All right, so there would be a lot more finishing requirements in this network. A lot of this is aerospace work. A lot of it's like in-flight parts. So the main thing I can recommend and give you guys advice on is if you're taking something with, you know, an unusual finish or something like that, definitely secure your finishing, you know, up front of the job. So when you're ordering your materials and stuff like that, that's when you want to start to get your finishing in process to make sure that you can actually meet that date. Because once you guys send it out to a finisher, it's kind of out of your hands if they're holding it up, you know what I mean? So just be mindful. And if you have any questions, you know, we can always answer that. Once you guys actually get some finishers that you're dealing with, it'll be easier to work with them. You'll know a little bit quicker how long it takes to get things done. And we also have a finishing network of ourselves that you can get RFQs through our finishing network, that we have finishers that we deal with on a daily basis. We send them thousands of jobs. So a lot of times we can push stuff to the front of the line if it's coming down to the wire on things, which is a great tool to have. All right, another thing that in my personal experience here that I've seen jobs get held up a lot is traceability. Traceability is different per job, but with a lot of the aerospace stuff, a lot of in-flight stuff, a lot of the gas and oil industry, they need full traceability back to the mill or manufacturer. So the main thing is when you're ordering like material, you want to try and order a single heat number, ask them, you know, up front, tell them it needs to be full traceable back to the mill with chem certs. That way they don't think you're asking for something and they give you the wrong thing, and then we have to chase down material certs later, which is not a fun task. And it's very important to our customers about this because a lot of this stuff is in flight, in space flight, you know, defense industries. They need to be able to when something fails in the field, they need to be able to trace helical all the way back to Stanley, where it was made, and the chemical certs of that material it was made out of. So it's very important. And I've seen a lot of jobs get held up in inspection because there wasn't complete unbroken chain of traceability back to the mill. So if it comes from one supplier, we have to have all the documentation showing every movement of this to your floor, and then with your COC to us. When it comes to the traceability, the best thing to do, and basically with the premium network, you're going to be taking a lot of jobs that are in our pods, which pods are groups within our organization that have a group of customers that they work with daily. And normally in the bottom of the job notes, if it's a pod job, there will be a pod email. So any questions about traceability, certs, anything like that, you can send an email to work at Xometry, but also if there's a pod email address in the job notes, that'll be your fastest way to get an answer with this. And the pods will also, if you have any questions about certs, or if something's question, like you have something that's on the shelf that may be able to work, just send them an email with certs. Hey, is this going to meet the requirements? And they'll get back to you pretty quickly. All right, so for inspection reports, a lot more of these jobs will have formal inspections. So Xometry will provide you the bubble drawing and report that needs to be filled out. You'll be able to download that off of the partner portal. It'll give you the proper sample size, the measuring equipment identified on each line with calibration. Expiration date will have to be marked. So that's what like I was saying with the like a profilometer for the finish, you actually have to put that calibration expiration date on that line as well. So a lot of these will have VQCs. So basically what a VQC is once all your inspection documentation is uploaded, you'll send an email over to our VQC at Xometry telling them it's ready to ship, and then they'll go over your paperwork to make sure all the requirements are met, all the certs are met, make sure nothing's out of tolerance on your reports. And the main thing is once they give you the approval to ship from VQC, make sure all of that is included in the box when you ship the part. That way the customer gets a copy of it when they're receiving their parts. And a lot of these aerospace companies, that's a huge deal because they're coming into the receiving department, and if there's a mess with paperwork, it can hold it up for days to get to where it actually needs within inside their facility. So the formal inspection and CMM inspections are a little different. You have to have a CMM within your capabilities to even to take a CMM job. Now, there are some instances where we may have you take a CMM job and then have you ship it to us to do the CMM inspection if it's deemed that that's the best route for that specific job. But that would be certain instances, not all the time. So basically what you need to upload to your partner portal with this stuff is your reports, all your pictures, your COC, material certs, finishing certs, hardware certs, whatever's called out as requirements for that job. Make sure they're uploaded. That's when you would send off your email to VQC if it's a VQC email or a VQC inspection as well. Sometimes these customers have us ship directly to us for a secondary final check to make sure everything is included in the box as well. But you'll be able to get to all this off of your partner portal. I'm not sure exactly where it's at on here, but once the bubble drawing and inspection report is generated from Xometry, you'll be able to download that directly off our portal. And then once it's complete, you just re-upload it and tell them you're ready to go, and they'll double check everything and should be good to ship by then. So does your business have a quality management system that meets our minimum requirements? So basically, we got to make sure that you're able to check these parts up to a standard in order for you guys to accept these. So establishment of written quality policy, measurement, traceability using calibrated equipment, control of document information, control of non-conforming parts, quality objectives, contract purchase order review to determine requirements for products and services, and then corrective action process if it is needed to define a root cause so that it doesn't happen again. Oh, sorry. This is a requirement of Premium Partners. Let us know if you don't have a QMS but are interested in implementing one. We have templates available to help you to get started, and we will ask you to sign a certificate of conformance to let us know that you've met these requirements. Are you interested in completing work for some of Xometry's top customers as a Premium Partner? And this is the code that you'll send out in that email, correct?
Yep.
So I know that was fast. It's my first time doing this, guys, but do anybody have any questions, concerns on processes, what's required?
Quickly, I pretty much understand all of the requirements as far as what has to happen once I've been accepted. Officially, what do I have to do to become a Premium Partner?
You have to meet the requirements, sign the COC for the QMS, and I think that's it.
Yeah, so actually I can speak to that a little bit. Because you're here, that means you're already eligible and we're actually wanting to promote you. But one of the requirements is that you join this webinar just to make sure that you really, we want to set you up for success by having you learn all of this information, kind of attend this training webinar. And then as long as we have a COC or a QMS, documented QMS on file, we'll be able to promote you. And in this, in the email that I will be sending out with this recording and I apologize, this recording, that webinar code, as well as there will be a form that we're going to ask you to sign up, opt into the program, just to let us know that you are in fact interested. And then at that point, we'll be able to change that setting in your account and promote you to Premium.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, the main thing for advice, this isn't for everybody. It's definitely, a step up, especially with like inspection documentation and some finishing and some certs and stuff like that. But it's going to give you an opportunity to see a lot more wide range of work that's available through us. And the main thing is, don't try and take work that you can't do, that may be an issue or a problem. Just be safe taking the work, because these are our valued customers. So you're in the Premium network because you've been doing business with us. You're doing a really good job, and we're here to help you guys grow along with us, for sure. So, and any questions, I mean, you guys can feel free to contact me directly if you have a question.
Steve, I have a question.
Sure.
Does the Premium Partnership affect our access to standard Xometry work?
No, it does not. You'll still be able to see the standard Xometry work, but now you'll be able to see the work that's coming from the Premium.
Great. Is there some sort of, I'm guessing the indication on the page will be obvious which is which?
I'm not really sure about that.
Okay.
I don't think it.
I can speak to that. Unfortunately, that our tagging capability, it's not clearly identified as a Premium job. That is something that's not currently built into our platform, though we know that can be a headache. So we share that feedback regularly with our partner, our partner portal developers, and we're going to hope to get that functionality built in there. But at this point, no, it is not there. You'll be able to tell primarily based on the notes section of the job details, and just seeing those added requirements, as well as maybe an email like Stephen mentioned, specific to a pod. So that would be a kind of a hint that it's premium.
Okay, yeah, offer details would be a good indicator then.
Correct. Yeah, your job notes. So like specific pods, we have pods for our automotive customers. We have pods for our aerospace customers. We have pods for, trying to think, there's a couple aerospace pods actually. Not really 100% sure the actual pods, what they're broken down, how the customer base is broken down to, but basically the premium work is going to be, it's going to be a lot more requirements, a lot tighter tolerances. The prices are normally a lot more because of the tight tolerancing being held and inspection requirements, because some of these formal inspections do take some time. So they do have that pricing adjusted in there for that. So it shouldn't be too hard to tell the difference between the premium jobs and then the default jobs.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Will there be any more time allotted for the premium jobs? Is it, do we get a little bit more time, or are they, a lot of the jobs I see are anywhere from 3 days to maybe 7 days lead time?
It really depends on the job itself and how it was ordered and what kind of requirements it's takes to meet the customer's requirement. And that's all taken into consideration when they're pushed with lead time. So a lot of the premium jobs will have more extended lead times.
Okay, thank you.
So we're a partner on both the CNC machining and the 3D printing. Do you see most of this leaning towards, it sounds like it's on the CNC machining side?
I think it's on both, really. I don't handle too much of the additive side of things. I'm more of CNC and sheet metal.
Okay.
But I know we have a premium network for additive, so I'm not sure what the requirement differences would be.
Yeah, when you're promoted to premium, you're eligible for both. So you would see additive jobs as well. But as I'm sure you've observed, I think we tend to have a higher volume of CNC and sheet or CNC jobs. So you might see more CNC premium jobs compared to additive as well, but you're eligible for both. And when we promote you, you will begin to see both.
Okay, great. Yeah, I just want to make sure there wasn't something we had to do for the additive side. All right, great.
Any other questions, concerns?
Excuse me. You flashed the code on the screen. Do we need that in order to sign up?
No, the email that Kacey is going to be sending out will have the code in it.
Okay, great.
You'll just need that to be entered, or to enter it in when you sign up, it's almost a confirmation that you attended the webinar, but I'll include it in the email since you guys have attended this webinar.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
And actually, I'll have Kacey send my contact info along with that email as well. That way you guys have my contact info.